Okay, world, what's up, world? You're now tuned into Following the Joneses. Mr. Meach is my father, Love Jones, brother Love Jones, that is. They're now tuned into father and son bonding after 35 years of prison. Before we start this video, we ask y'all to like, subscribe, and share. We're trying to build a reality show, and we need y'all help to do that. We're on the road to 1,000 viewers, so hey, do the best. 1,000 subscribers. So if y'all can, please subscribe, like, and share. But anyway, today we're gonna talk about the day that my father made parole, and we'll touch base. When I went to prison, I wasn't on parole, so I didn't get a chance to go to parole board. I was in the federal system, so they don't have parole. But we'll talk about the day that I got out and the day that he made parole. So Pops, let's talk about the days leading up until you was going up to parole board. Like, what was those days like within the prison, within the other prisoners and everything? How was you handling that?
Well, I was telling everybody I was going home, and a lot of guys thought I was losing my mind because the first time I seen the parole board, the victim's family came against me. So what?
So let's, before we go that far, the people that's probably just now watching this or tuning in today. My father was convicted of murder and robbery, first degree, and was sentenced to life with 25 years, or basically 25 to life, with the eligibility of parole. So what he's saying is the first time he went up to parole board, he did 25 years flat. And then he went up. So now let's go about, you did 25 years and you went up to parole board, then what happened?
They gave me a 10-year flop.
So that means you had to go do 10 more years after doing 25.
Absolutely.
Okay, so during that 10-year flop, let's talk about that flop. When they flopped you, how did that make you feel?
Well, I was kind of like disappointed, but my mind triggered on me and told me you got to keep your dream alive. You got to still tell people you're gonna get out of prison, regardless of what other guys was telling you. This is how you're gonna be able to do your time in prison, and that's what exactly I did.
So when you was in front of that parole board and them people told you, Mr. How did they say it? I want you to tell them with your words. Like when you went up and did you have like a speech prepared?
Well, they cut me off. They didn't want to hear nothing about no speech. They didn't want to hear nothing about no religion talk or no motivation. I gave them my pamphlet. They said, Mr. Jones, you up here for one thing. State of Kentucky was talking about serving you out on your life sentence today.
So they wanted to keep you for the rest of your life, period.
Yes, sir.
They told you they weren't going to let you out right there and there.
They said they were talking about serving me out.
Okay.
Pro board. I went in front of the real live pro board. They came to
the facility.
Yes, they did.
Okay, so then, let's say, after that, they flopped you 10 years. They told you they ain't had shit to say to you. We're giving you a 10-year flop.
Well, I was interviewed for about 45 minutes because they asked me everything about my case. Why did I do it? They drilled me like I was back in the courtroom.
But we're going to get past that because we know that at the end of the day, they gave your ass a 10-year flop.
Right.
You had to go back and do 10 years. So when you went back to that unit after that flop,
I went back to work.
That's
cutting hair.
Well, what I'm saying is when you went back to doing time.
Right.
What was you like? What was it like for you after that?
I still had a good positive attitude.
Okay.
The guy I was working with, he said, Brother Jones said, you are one individual I will never forget. He said, man, you just got a 10-year flop and you talking about cutting some hair?
That's when they knew you was crazy.
Yeah. I went back to work the same day.
So let's fast forward up until this year. Let's say let's say the last 6 months before you got your freedom, before you found out that they was gonna let you out for parole. How was you carrying it? What was you telling them?
I was telling my caseworker and a lot of guys that know me, I was telling them I'm going home this year.
Oh, okay. So how did they receive?
They thought
that?
something was wrong with me.
Okay.
They thought something was wrong with me.
Yeah. So your caseworker, how did that interview go with your caseworker?
Well, she kind of looked at it. She said, Mr. Jones said, you showed jumping the gun. She said, how you know what the state of control board going to do? I said, I'm going home this year. I said, I'm going to make parole, guarantee. She said, we can't do no paperwork on you, Mr. Jones, until after you see the parole board.
Okay. And what'd you tell them then?
I kept telling them that. And they thought something was mentally wrong with me.
Oh,
because it's not normal.
So you kept that high spirits and them high hopes the whole time after that. Basically the whole time you was in prison, because you used to write me letters telling me, I'm going to come home soon. I'm going to be home soon. I'm going to be home soon. And my whole life was passing me by, and I ain't never think you was coming home, especially after they gave you that 25-year flop. I was just like, man, shit, daddy ain't never coming home. This nigga just keep writing me the same letters over and over and over.
Right, basically, yeah.
Basically, and that's what I used to tell him. I'm like, Daddy, you got to write something different because you just keep telling me the same thing. I didn't think you was coming home. So for you to go sit in front of that parole board, how did that go the second time?
Well, this is what they quizzed me. I stayed in front of the parole board for quite some time. I think 30 or 40 minutes. And I went in front of the parole board of all women.
All women.
Yeah, all women.
What was the major questions that they asked you that you thought was not going to? Did you have any doubt when you went up there once you seen them women and they asked you questions? Was there any questions that they asked you that made you feel like, damn, I might not go home?
No, I still had confidence that I was going home.
No matter what question.
Yeah, it wouldn't make no difference what question they was asking me. And I already prepared myself mentally, physical, and spiritual and psychological. Because when you deal with the state control board, you have to have good eye contact. Yeah. You go in front of big major strings just like you are sitting there with them. Yeah. They watching your behavior. They're watching your eye contact, how you answer the question, and whatever. If you hesitate on something, I guess in their mind, you're not telling the truth. Yeah. And my life has been open book ever since I seen the parole board the first time.
Okay. So I don't want to go back, but we'll just continue. Listen, what question? I know there was a question like when they asked you about your crime, because this wasn't the same people that you said in front of the first time.
No, these different people.
Okay, the same parole board. So how did they react to your crime when they start bringing up the crime that you did? Because a lot of people don't know. Like, tell them about it. Like, how should they question you?
First thing they asked me, did you plan this situation? I told them no. Then they asked me, did you have intention of killing that individual? I said no. I didn't have no intention of killing that individual. They said we got into a struggle, and then my mind went into another area. Then she asked me, did I use drug or alcohol? Now I said I smoked some marijuana and some liquor that evening, but I'm not making no excuses. I did not put it on drugs or alcohol. I said I did what I did, ma'am.
Okay. And then she asked you, what did you do?
And she said, how did you kill your victim? Did you shoot him? I stabbed him. I said, I stabbed him.
And then what did you say after that?
I said, yes, ma'am, I stabbed him.
What was her next question? The
next question was, how many times did you stab him, Mr. Jones? I said, 51 times.
Stabbed him in 51 times. When you were stabbing this man, was you just aiming anywhere, or did you have a direct spot you was trying to hit him, or you were just trying to cut his head off?
I was just trying to kill him. My mind went blank.
Okay. So once they went back and did a briefing, and they came back, and how did they tell you they was gonna let you go? Like, how did that happen?
Now, this is what happened. She said, Mr. Jones, if you had an opportunity to talk in front of the victim, what would you tell the victim of your crime? I said, ma'am, this is what I would say to the victim of crime. I'm deeply sorry, remorseful for what I have did. I know what I have did won't never bring your loved one back or family member back. And I know by me committing this crime, I might not never get out of prison at all. And if I give the opportunity to get out of prison, I said I'd never be back to prison again. I said I would do my ministry work and my motivation work that speak on crime doesn't pay in America.
Okay, that's good. So once they told you was going home, and you went back to your unit, how did you respond to the other prisoners, or how did they respond to you going back? Well, first
I must say this: when they parole board grant me parole, she said, "Mr. Jones, you are elder man. State of Kentucky will grant you parole today." I broke down, started crying because it was just joy of freedom within my soul.
You couldn't believe it.
I could not believe it.
Even though you had all of that faith, it was still a culture shock. It was a
Yeah.
shock to your body and your mind that you was really going
Right.
on.
And plus, you have to remember, these are all women,
Yeah, they real compassionate for the other people, for the victims.
the victim family.
Yeah, they're not really thinking about the killer's family, man. That's only God working in your favor.
It was God working in my favor,
that
without a shadow of doubt.
That came from your strength.
And then when I went back to
your
the
strength and
unit,
your grace, hold on, that came from you, your belief, and your faith in God. That's what that came from. That's where that blessing came down from, because you lived it, you believed it, and you manifested it until it became reality. So now let's go back to the unit when you did what now?
okay, when I went back to the unit, I told a few people that I made parole.
Yeah.
They could not believe that I made parole, because it had been a few guys with but nothing such of the modern prison that I encountered in 4 prisons there in Kentucky.
So you was considered like the Class A prisoner of the prison. You was a model citizen, a model prisoner, not a model citizen, but a model
Prison.
convict.
Yeah, convict,
a
an inmate, or whatever, you know,
wanna
how
call
they
it.
want to label us
Yeah.
as when you're locked up in the state prison
So,
system.
so your whole bit, you did 35 years,
35 flat.
35 flat, and you never got a write up.
Never been to hole. Never been to the captain's office on nothing.
So you never participated into no type of homosexual
No
activities,
homosexuality, no drugs, no alcohol, no anything.
no gang violence,
Nope.
no gangs.
God protected me in prison. I had favor
Man, this
of
is a hell of
God.
a story, man.
I had favor of God and the resident. I was very well liked in all the prison system. I was in Kentucky, and it was
So
in
you
4.
went to 4 different prisons.
Yes, I did.
Oh man, that's amazing, man. We'll get more deeper into that on the next episodes to come. I just wanted to touch bases on that day. Let me get this one little question. So how did the other inmates react? Was it envy? Was it jealousy?
Well, it was
love?
some jealous. I could see some image, because there was a lot of old timers in there in my age bracket got served out the first time with clear conduct.
Yeah. So they just told them they ain't never going home.
No, never, no. First time up on life sentence, get served out.
Oh damn.
Because of the one thing we have to address here in America, across the world, is that in order for a person to make parole, the parole board take into consideration the family and the community's safety, without any shadow of a doubt. If they have back in their mind, and the other parole board members, that this man gonna commit another crime, you are not getting out of prison. It's just that simple.
Okay, so basically what you're saying, you just gotta have a clear conduct and a good background support team that they see, like people coming to visit you, people writing
Right.
you, people loving and caring for you, and you not getting in trouble and you doing what you're supposed to do as
Well,
a prisoner.
I forgot to state this to you, and I might as well state it right now. The first time I seen the parole board, my sister Angela Mosley, we had
You can
petitions.
just talk regular, Daddy. You ain't gotta be trying to talk all proper.
We
shit.
had
This ain't
petitions. We had petitions in state of Dayton, Ohio, and petitions in state of Kentucky.
that. Yeah.
And guess what? They didn't look at none of that.
We already got that through, Daddy. You just said that already. You already said that they ain't want to hear shit you had to say. In the
No, I'm
first
talking
time
about.
you
No, we had petitions.
Daddy, you just said they ain't want to hear shit you had to say. That
Yeah.
mean they ain't want to see no fucking petitions. They ain't want to. They want to serve your ass out.
Yeah.
So none of that shit don't matter.
Mhm.
That's out the fucking window. We got to the point we needed to get to. Yeah, man. Like I said, until the next time, man. We gonna continue to drop videos, and I love the way we drop our videos because they're organic and they ain't rehearsed or none of that shit, man. So stay tuned in with us, man. We're gonna give it to you raw, real, and uncut. I'm Mr. Meach, that's Brother Love Jones, the legend. You feel me? This weekend we had a great weekend. We did a little airplane. We went to go see the military air show. And we drop videos on there. Go back and check them videos out. Like, subscribe, and share. And until the next time, it's Good Guys Entertainment. We're going to shoot to the moon and form stars on the way. And we out.